I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. Let's talk about Survivor 46, episode 12, Mama Bear. And we know who that's about.
Oh, yeah. She comes out.
Yes.
But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
And you can support this channel on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdtainment, which you should right now.
Yes, because we are going to do some rewatches this summer.
Yes.
We've got polls up on which Survivor season to rewatch.
Yep.
You can join over there for as little as $1.
And join now so you can be a part of the poll where
Yes.
you help us decide which season to watch. And then you get to watch that season with us.
Yes,
So,
yes,
very
yes.
exciting
Starting
stuff.
that soon.
But let's talk about Survivor 46. This is the penultimate episode here, and things are starting to get good. We are coming off of the Venus elimination, which Ben completely forgot about, and he was not supposed to write Kenzie's name down.
What is a slip of the brain? What is it? Never heard of it. Can't believe it.
I said, this man is a goat.
Oh.
Drag him to the end. Like,
seriously.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Ben, but
Poor
you
sweet
are just...
night terror Ben. He likes music and astrology. I'd be probably friends with him.
Yeah, I know.
But the man doesn't know who to vote for.
No. And Kenzie's like, it's a K actually. That
Not
Kenzie
even the
starts
same
with.
letter.
Not a V.
What, like, I'm surprised Kenzie wasn't like, was I one of the plans?
Right.
Like, did he think, oh, was it this plan or that plan?
Well, and like, why would I be part of Ben's plan?
Shouldn't
because I'm the one getting up in the middle of the night, walking him around the jungle when he's having a night terror.
Wow. I mean, I don't know that I would do that. I want to think that I would.
I know.
But I don't know that I would.
I feel for him, right?
Yeah.
He's like clearly going through it. And I'm like, I can't imagine waking up so disoriented. Where am I? Where's my water bottle? Just like having a panic attack in the middle of the night. But Kenzie is she's such a good person, and getting up and holding his hand. She's
like so patient
walking
about it.
him around in the middle of the night. I'm like,
you wake me up in the middle of the night and I am cranky.
100%. But
even if I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah.
I'm real cranky right now.
I'd be like, I feel bad for you, but like, go do that over there.
Yeah, can you do it over there?
Please. But she's just like, I guess,
yeah,
forgetting.
She's like, let's get up. Let's
let
walk.
bygones be bygones. I'm going to hold your hand and calm you down. And I just think it's really great to see the two of them have this kind of like very human bond.
For sure. And it's really funny to like add the fact that Ben wrote her name down and is like, I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know, because I don't want you to go, because if you go, nobody's going to walk me around and calm me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for Ben.
I know.
And honestly, it stinks that this is his only storyline.
He really doesn't have anything else going for him. We have completely lost him in the edit.
Yeah.
He is a number for people.
Yeah.
He's a goat. Now, Maria, on the other hand, she is
upset,
struggling in her own way, and she's crying because she feels like Venus attacked her character at the previous tribal. And I say, this is why you don't try to play some honorable, like, you know, I'm a righteous person kind of Survivor game. I would go into this game and I'd be like, yeah, I'm lying and backstabbing all you fools because I'm trying to win Survivor. But when you go in and you want this narrative about you to be like, I'm mother and I was good to everybody and I played an honest, straightforward game, you're going to get tripped up at some point because you have to lie and make bad decisions in this game, you know, or decisions that not everybody likes.
What struck me in this moment was, does she not see what she did? Does she not understand what a horrible move she made?
I know.
With the rock, paper, scissors, long drawn out pitch to me just to choose Q. Like,
no.
I think
just
she's
to make them
missing
play
the
rock,
point.
paper, scissors. Let's not forget, she never made a choice. She made them pitch, and then she made them play a game of chance.
Oh.
And y'all know how I feel. The obvious choice was Liz. Like, the woman was starving, and we'd been getting that for episodes on episodes. So that was a clear choice.
My thought is it was a clear way to say, I owe Q, let me take him. She handled it poorly, and I hope she doesn't think we're attacking her character.
No.
Because we certainly are not.
No, I don't think she's a bad person for that. I'm just like, it's a bad game move.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But she obviously is not seeing this in the moment, and it probably is hard to hear someone say that in a heated tribal.
Yeah.
So
you're in your fields.
Yeah.
Like, feel the fields, sit in that, get through it. You're tired, you're starving, etc. So she just needs to like get through that, because then I loved seeing this sort of like juxtaposition of like, she's emotional, but then in confessional, she's like, look, I got 2 wins. I got a blind side. I've been on the right side of every single vote. If these fools aren't trying to get me out, they're fools. And I love her like owning that and having that confidence already. Like, she's honestly probably already like prepping her speech for final 3, you know?
Yeah, no, they are coming for you, Maria.
Yeah. They can't yet.
They're not quite the fools you think they are.
Yeah, right. Well, and especially Charlie, which we get in this next segment. So it's the morning of day 22, and Liz is going to gather everybody on the beach to announce that she has officially pooped.
Oh, Liz. I'm so happy for you. She's like, I'm ready to play.
Oh, she's like, is this how y'all have felt the whole time with regular bowels?
This feels amazing.
What are you guys complaining about? I feel great. But I'm like,
she's like, I came to play now. Let's go.
It's too late, but I'm glad you feel good.
Yeah. Super too late about that, Liz.
But Charlie.
Yes, Charlie.
So Charlie now is thinking about the Maria Q situation. And he has Ben and Kenzie. He's going off into the jungle with Ben and Kenzie.
Yes.
And he's telling us, I've got Ben and Kenzie. I've worked on building these relationships, and I've got Liz.
Yep.
And the 4 of us can go after Maria.
And Q.
But specifically Maria.
Yes. He's like, I got choices.
Yeah.
I got this group I've been working on. We can take these people out.
Yep.
Or, hey, I could just stick with Maria and Q.
Yeah.
If I wanted to.
But it is interesting to see here how Maria has invested in Q and Charlie has invested in Kenzie and Liz. And that's where the majority, I mean, Ben, I think, could go either way between Charlie and Maria. Like, he probably thinks they're still a trio.
Yeah.
Ben is just kind of hanging on to them as a duo. But Charlie's got Kenzie and Liz, and Maria has Q. And
I think Maria thinks she has more people than Q, but
I think that's right. She thinks she has Charlie.
She thinks she has Charlie. I mean, she kind of has Charlie, but I think she thought that she had pulled Liz in.
Yeah.
I think she thought she has Kenzie. I don't think she realized like Q was helping to alienate those people.
Right. But I mean, this is
see.
what we've been waiting for, right?
Yeah.
It's like, when are Charlie and Maria gonna pull the trigger and like go after one another? So this is setting up that battle to come. But we're gonna do a reward challenge first.
Yeah,
where we're gonna play for Chinese takeout at Sanctuary, where good things happen. And what they don't know is it's also left on letters.
Letters from home.
Yes.
Just to make it dramatic. We've got a high step through a thing. We've got a bag on a rope going through a ladder bridge, going
under an
under
obstacle,
thing.
and then a maze.
End with a maze puzzle.
Yeah.
What are these thingies?
Yes. So Maria is actually kind of beasting this. She's across the bridge that you have to climb over and like loop the bag around the rope and all that stuff. She's through that first. And then she is first to the maze.
Yeah, she gets
ahead
to the
of
puzzle.
Q and then Charlie. Yeah.
They're up at the puzzle. Kenzie's gonna take the lead on the puzzle, but she was like drawing up the rear, Ben's in the rear, Liz, like they're falling behind.
Yep.
But Maria's to the puzzle. But then Kenzie is actually, I think, gonna start to get ahead.
Yeah. Everyone's on it.
Yeah.
There's lots of dropping because it seems like I think we've seen a version of this before.
All throughout the whole thing.
And it seems like the pulley system is maybe a little more sensitive than it has been in the past, because like any small move and their whole maze is kind of like toppling. And
I feel like the holes were like everywhere.
Yeah.
You had to really maneuver around.
But I loved seeing them struggle with this. And it really is like the puzzle is the great equalizer, but you're right. Kenzie sort of starts to take a lead. Liz notices that there's blood running down her
David,
leg.
what was Liz doing?
She literally, well, first, I love that she went up there and she was like, Liz, slow it down. I'm like, yes, girl. Take your time.
Take your time.
If you need to take a breath, take a breath.
Yep.
Okay. Then she's on there. She hikes her entire leg up over the maze and is pointing to herself.
She's showing
with her toes
the route with her foot.
And it takes her
and then she says
10 seconds to notice there's a trail of blood down her shin.
Who is Liz Wilcox?
And she's so calm about this.
Well, sure.
I think to me, when I saw this, I was like, this must happen more than we see.
Sure.
Although the producers love showing an injury. So I guess I would, but I'm just sort of like bumps and cuts and bruises and scrapes. They're probably unfazed by it because they're like, oh, add it to the list. Like, I'm all beaten up by this game. But she's so calm. She's like, oh, I'm bleeding.
I think that most people don't just go, oh, I'm bleeding. Like, with Liz, the editors are like, all of the little mundane things she's saying are gold.
Yep.
So they're just adding that in. Of course, I'm sure people are like, oh, crap, I scraped myself.
I would be like, oh my God, I'm bleeding. Like a little more oomph to that. But she's just like, oh, I'm bleeding. And then she goes back to the puzzle.
Gotta get back to work. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, like you say, Kenzie's in the lead, but then she drops. So then Charlie's in the lead and Liz is right behind him.
She's up in it.
Jeff is making a point. Thank you, Jeff. To highlight the fact that Liz is on his tail.
Yeah.
Like, yes, yes, yes. But then she drops.
And then she's like, no, it's just Charlie, Jeff.
Yeah.
But you know what? Charlie's going to win this.
He is. Comp beast and nobody's talking about it.
He was a comp beast early on.
Yeah.
And then Maria swooped in.
True, she kind of stole his thunder.
But you know what? If Maria were to lose and leave, he would be the comp beast.
Yep.
I think. It's one of the both of them.
Yes.
The both of the one of them.
Yes.
Donna, hello.
Hi, Donna.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
We are definitely your friends.
Thank you, Donna. So now Charlie's got some decisions to make because this is the moment when Jeff reveals that, like, you're going to Sanctuary where good things happen, Chinese food, yada, yada. There's also going to be some letters from loved ones.
Oh, snickety
And
snap.
in this new era of the game, they lose it for a letter just as much as they used to lose it when an actual person was there. They're so emotional.
I have got to ask somebody, how is this so emotional?
Yeah.
What is this really about?
Because you don't even get to like sit down and have a conversation with someone you trust. You're just reading something.
There's somebody with a loud
blower. You hear that? It's not us.
Rude. What are you doing at 5 p.m. at night?
Close this late.
It's almost 6.
Almost 6. Go home.
Go home. Anyway, sorry guys. I just want to go on this show just to see. I just want to see how I react.
Right.
When they're like a letter from home. Do I really go, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, guys?
I know, right?
Or do I just start sobbing and go,
I honestly would love to see your reaction.
Yes.
Because I do think you'd be like, yeah, it's a letter from my husband.
Yeah.
I'm going to see him in 5 days.
You know what Douglas would write? He would write some ridiculous story. It would be a bit. It'd be some character. He'd be like, Jolly Ho from London town, Madame, how's Fiji?
And you'd be reading it like, oh.
Yeah, I would get no emotional information from him because the two of us have no feelings.
That's why it works.
Yep.
But everyone's losing it. There's a couple of moms in the group, right? Liz has a daughter. Maria has kids. Kenzie's got this fiance. Everybody has family that they like care about and are emotional about. But Charlie is now in this position where he has to make a difficult decision in the same way that Maria was in a difficult position.
Yet it seems like such a simple decision.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what?
Liz. That's what he says.
I'm not even going to pause for drama effect. Liz, get over here. You're going to eat some Chinese food. You want to keep pooping? Let's go.
I think she is so. I think she was already a little she would fit right in with us in terms of like the emotional deadness. But she doesn't even get excited at this point. She has been literally begging for food for days. And Charlie picks her and she goes, "Oh, thanks, Charlie."
Yeah, she's like, cool.
I'm like, Liz, this is your first opportunity to eat.
Right. You should be
What are
like
you, full on
on
rice?
your knees.
Yeah.
Like, my savior, Charlie. Like, that's what we wanted from you.
Yeah.
But you know what else I wanted?
Mm.
Because so Jeff says letters from home.
Yeah.
And Maria
Turns around.
She
said, I can't.
And you know what I needed? I needed her to spin right back around and go,
Yes.
No. But she didn't. She didn't give that to
She
us.
kept it together. She just cried. She cried and cried and cried.
I mean, she was crying a lot, and she was like, Jeff, don't even talk to me afterwards.
Right.
Because ultimately he's going to pick Kenzie as
He
well.
picks Kenzie. And he...
But he says, these are the people who did not go on the previous reward for pizza. Period. End of story.
Period.
No, you have to pitch to me and no rock, paper, scissors.
If you're mad, go be mad.
Be mad.
This is a fully fair and logical decision.
And that's how you make a choice without pissing everybody off.
Imagine if he made Kenzie and Maria play rock, paper, scissors.
We'd be like, this cast.
Yeah.
What? No, Charlie would never.
No. So those are the teams. Charlie feels okay about not choosing Maria because she knew this was the plan.
Yes.
We go back to camp
This
and
I
she
love.
reveals we agreed that if we ever won reward, we would not take each other. I actually love that. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen that strategy before.
I think we have.
Power duos.
I think we have, or at least we've talked about it, that it should happen.
Yeah.
But I know we've talked about it before because that's exactly what you have to do.
Absolutely have to do that.
Do not take your number one.
Yeah.
Or don't make it seem like this is my duo. I'm always going to be with them.
Like, everybody already knows that you're a duo. You don't need to reinforce that.
No.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why her heart sank the most, is because she knew he wasn't going to pick her.
Yeah.
From the get.
If anybody else had won this, I might have a chance to get a letter from a loved one. But now I know I'm not getting it.
So she's upset. Liz and Kenzie are like, cool, let's go to the sanctuary where good things happen.
And we're going to get letters. So they're enjoying their food, but really this is about the letters. Liz gets a letter from her daughter. There's a drawing. She tells us that her daughter dared her to apply to Survivor. And I'm like,
we
God
love
bless your daughter. I love her.
Yep. I love her drawing.
Very cute. Kenzie tells us about her fiance who, didn't even hesitate to postpone their wedding when Kenzie was accepted to play Survivor.
Great. Love it.
But part of her story here is that like she's, getting used to not being in charge because in her real life, she's sort of like the decision maker and now whatever. And Charlie's letter is about Taylor Swift.
And he got Taylor Swift lyrics.
Yeah.
So everyone's happy.
Just not Maria.
No, we're gonna check back in with her shortly. But they did talk about how like Liz's string of unfortunate events all led up to this beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was worth it. Maybe they weren't all so bad after all, because here she is getting her letter from her daughter.
If she had Applebee's, maybe she wouldn't be getting this letter kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're also talking a little bit of strategy, and these three are zeroing in on Maria is in charge. She's a threat. She's got to go. And maybe even before Q is what they're talking about here.
Obviously, they want them all both gone, but Maria before Q being a stronger player.
Mm-hmm.
But let's check back in on Maria. Is she not okay?
No.
No, she's not.
She's laying down like soft sobs,
Yeah.
Really feeling those feels again this episode.
Look, I'm not a mom. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
To have that connection.
Yeah.
And to leave them. I imagine that is hard. Even if you logically know you're not going to get those letters.
Yeah.
She just was really emotional about it.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I get it.
Mm-hmm. But we're also going to do an idol search.
Yeah, sure, of course.
And everybody's out looking. Q has looked for days. And he's talking about how it looks so easy on TV because obviously they only really show us idol searches when somebody finds something.
Of course.
And Q finds it.
Q knows how to tell a story.
He does.
Dang, that man is
Give him credit for that.
He found an idol. They sat him down, said, let's talk about it. And he was like, let me start here.
Oh, yeah.
I've been searching for days. I mean, this man. And then he's like, what's this in my pocket?
I know. I love that they revealed it in his confessional before we see him find it. Just as a clever sort of storytelling,
because he's
method.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so entertaining in that way.
And then, of course, he tells Maria.
Well,
of course he does.
I mean, it could have been a good plan if Maria had reciprocated any information back to him later.
Perhaps. Well, she kind of does, but not enough.
Not really.
She, interestingly, is in this moment saying, she's like, great, you have an idol. And he's like, I'll play it for me. I'll play it for you. Like, whatever we need to do. If you win the immunity, I'll play it for myself. If I win it, maybe I'll play it for you. Like, they seem very much aligned here. And they are an alliance, a duo.
Yeah.
But Maria's saying it is imperative that we get Liz next. And I'm like, first of all, back up off. But then she says, like, or Charlie, ? And I'm like, yes, Charlie is no, I love Liz, but like Charlie's the threat. Like, it's not imperative that you get Liz next.
Liz is going to sit with you at the final 3 and talk about how she finally pooped. You do not need to get Liz out at all. No, she's like, is Charlie the vote? And Q's like, Charlie's the vote.
Charlie is the vote. Yes. Come on.
And she's like, I hear you.
Yeah. Then we get the reward crew coming back.
Yeah.
And we get an incredible edit of Maria and Charlie both talking about how the other would never come for them.
Honestly.
I loved this.
Honestly.
Yeah.
How amazing. They're both giving just enough information.
Yep.
To continue their partnership.
Yep.
But also both holding back on information.
Yeah.
They're hugging, they're connecting. They're talking about how they're going to be friends forever. Uncle Charlie to her kids.
Which I believe, by the way.
Yes. I think they were truly connecting while maintaining, I'm still playing my game and I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine you coming for me.
I mean, the delusion of that. Of knowing in yourself.
Yes.
It would, like us.
Yes.
Me saying, I'm coming for Sarah, but I could never imagine her coming for me. Why not?
Yeah.
Imagine it.
If I'm coming for you, then I know you're coming for me.
And that's why I would go for you. I'd be like, I have to go for Sarah because I know she's coming for me.
Stop getting me out.
You voted me out at a press event, Sarah.
Oops, already voted David. Dang it. Yeah, this was a beautiful edit because we're like, those two are coming for each other and they think that they still trust the other one.
I know.
But yeah, it was really, really great.
Quite something. But we're going to go to immunity. We are going to leap off of a tower into the ocean. We're going to swim. We're going to do some obstacles. And then we're going to do like a balance beam. And then we're going to do a dolphin puzzle at the end.
Yeah, it was a pretty puzzle.
Loving seeing all of these new puzzles that have been designed thanks to Carson.
Yeah. That's right. Liz is going to be the last one to jump into the water.
She is.
But she'll get there someday.
She'll get there.
Charlie.
I don't think she's the last to the puzzle, though.
Uh-huh.
Maria is in the lead off of the balance beam.
Yeah.
Which is like the last obstacle before you get to the puzzle. So Maria's getting to the puzzle
she
first.
Jumps off.
Kenzie is actually the last to the puzzle because she's really having a hard time with the balance beam. She's like literally crawling on her knees. And Jeff's like, that works as long as your feet don't go in the water.
All right. Yeah. Why was that so hard, Kenzie?
I don't know. And I think Q was like second to last ahead of Kenzie. He had a hard time on the balance beam as well. Regardless, they all get to the puzzle.
Yeah.
And Maria absolutely smokes everybody on the puzzle.
She really does.
This is a blowout.
Because was it Ben like right behind her? Like Ben did well on the puzzle.
Getting to the puzzle.
Oh, who was the second person doing the puzzle with her?
Was somebody else doing a good job?
Yeah.
All I remember is Maria going from like 0 to 40 on like, and it's done.
I have that it was Ben.
Okay. Fair.
I'm shocked that I wrote Ben because has he been good at anything?
Right.
And I say that with love. so they were building and like Jeff's like, they're both doing so well, but then
Okay.
like
She just was in a zone,
Yeah.
and Jeff is like 3 pieces in a row, 4 pieces in a row, 5 pieces in a row for Maria. And then she has like 2 little pieces at the bottom to slide in and just owns everybody on that. And she's won her 3rd individual immunity of the season. And I think Charlie is sitting there like, now what?
Yeah. She's hard to beat, y'all. You might not have the choice.
I honestly am
out.
like, did she hide her abilities early on? And now she's just like, little did you know, I'm the hunter.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy to be hidden when there's so many people in,
True.
right? But
Yeah,
if
you're
the
beating
hunter's
fewer people
out,
at this
you
point,
get
yeah.
and then you're like, no, I'm really good at stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Maria's obviously safe. We can't take her out.
So what are we gonna do now? We're gonna go back to camp.
Yeah.
And basically, now that Maria's not an option, Kenzie is definitely ready to get Q. I think Kenzie's been ready to get Q, not as much as Liz has been ready to get Q.
We knew this day was gonna come. They have been like, we want Q out, but okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Tiff. We want Q out, I get it, but you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
We've seen this multiple times. We knew that one day it was gonna be this. Now we get Q.
Finally.
Like here we are.
Right. And Liz and Kenzie are very clearly with Charlie and Ben now because they say we're bamboozling Maria. We can't let her see that this blindside is coming because she's going to meddle in it and she has to be blindsided just as much as Q. And they seem very aligned.
Yes. So everyone's talking about that except for Maria and Q, right?
Right.
So they're over here being like, it's time.
Yeah.
Taking out Charlie. Charlie's the vote. Maria's like, yep. Okay, cool.
And Maria's like, we have Kenzie and Liz.
Yeah, we got it.
Or maybe it's Ben. She thinks she has the numbers.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, she's like, it's time. And Charlie's time is up.
Yeah.
And he's got to go. And it's a hard thing. But yes, this is the right thing.
She truly thinks she has the numbers.
Now, Charlie, meanwhile, is out in the jungle with Ben.
Yeah.
And leveling with Ben. And he's like, Ben, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
We got to get Q out. And I think you know it, Ben.
Yep.
And Maria's not going to be with us anymore. So are we ready for, like, he's kind of like emotionally preparing Ben for like, this trio is going to be done.
He was like, look, we can't leave her out of the vote. That's the thing. He was like, we have to think about that she'll still
that's why he went to tell her?
Yeah. He was like, she's going to be here tomorrow. If we leave her out of the vote, that's quite a statement.
Got it.
So, like, let's be real about this.
Which he then does.
So he is. And I was like, oh, this is where
it all falls
Q
apart.
Falls apart because we know he has an idol.
But I guess it doesn't fall apart because Maria's like, yes, this is all part of the plan.
No.
Because you think it's going to be Q.
Right. But also she thinks she has everyone in her pocket. She's like, oh, sweet Charlie.
Yeah, but it's also one of those things where she's like, I've got all these people in my pocket who've been telling Charlie that Q is the vote. So like, of course, Charlie thinks Q is the vote because that's all part of our master plan. You're supposed to think Q is the vote. You're not giving me information that I'm surprised by, right? Don't you think that was it?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But Charlie was presenting it like, this is what the group wants.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like,
I just imagine that she was like, yeah, you would think that.
Right.
You know?
I think she was saying, I know I have them because they're telling me the vote is you, Charlie.
Yeah.
So this is the pivotal moment because I thought, oh, Charlie's being too kind to her, giving her the information. So she will now tell Q and Q will play his idol and that will send Charlie home and he'll feel real bad about that. But that's not what happens.
She's like, you know, I feel bad for Charlie, but I just feel that it's his night. So I'm not going to say anything back to this. I'm going to let him think that Q is the vote. And I'm going to go to Q and I'm going to say, you might get a vote tonight, but you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good. And I mean, poor Q. The fact that he wasn't like, yeah, I'm going to play it. If there's going to be one vote for me, I'm going to play it then. I have this idol. I would say that. But I'll get more into that.
Okay.
But what I loved about this was I felt like, okay, Charlie is finally outmaneuvering Maria.
Uh-huh.
And I believed that he had the numbers and she did not. And
Yeah.
it really was going to be a matter of, does Q play his idol or not?
Right. But I thought, so along those lines of like outmaneuvering, I was like,
Mhm.
Charlie's outmaneuvering Maria, but by giving her that information, she's going to be able to outmaneuver him.
Got it.
Right. But
Yeah.
then she doesn't.
She doesn't.
So ultimately, Charlie does outmaneuver her.
He does.
He does pull this off.
In like the best way possible, because now he can say, I told you about the vote.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be blindsided.
Right. Oh, wait. You thought you were voting for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for
Yikes,
the
yikes,
fallout.
yikes, yikes. I'm so excited.
Oh my God.
But
so
we
juicy.
go into the tribal and I like the energy's up. Liz has pooped. She's had her Chinese food and she's like, let's get this lit, Jeff. We are putting on a show for you.
Jeff's like, I don't even, what?
Like, I didn't bring my popcorn this time.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of, Charlie discussing the difficulty of not choosing Maria, but like no hard feelings. I loved Kenzie's description of like the family dynamic where she called Liz the cynical grandma. And
Liz
then
was like, huh?
And then she called Charlie the dog. And I was like, that is a little offensive. But if I'm Charlie, I would be thrilled because I'm like, you're not taking me seriously then.
Yeah.
If you think I'm the family dog.
Golden Doodle energy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Her dysfunctional family thing was really funny, but
Yeah.
it was definitely like,
Uh-huh.
oh, you said that? Yeah. There's talk about alliances or voting
Yeah.
groups.
Maria's
or like
record. Of like
whatever.
1-5-4 challenge win by a woman record.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
was fun.
And Charlie is saying, he's right when he says like it's really hard to share any info with anybody at this point because you just never know what people are going to do with that information. And I think that's kind of alluding to, I shared the information with Maria about Q and like I don't fully know what she did with that, but like you got to take risks at this point in the game.
You know what I really took from this tribal, because they're just talking nonsense, but I was
Mm-hmm.
like, Charlie's a really good talker.
He is.
He says really good points. And Maria's not talking too much.
No.
Like, I don't know how our final three is going to end up here, but I feel like those are the top runners for winning.
Yeah.
And if I'm comparing the two, he's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
I just shooting the shit.
And he's so likable too.
Right?
So likable. Liz says she's the ultimate non-threat, no challenge wins, no alliance, no nothing. Bring me. And I'm like, Liz, you're right. You are right. But I want to see you in that final three still. Okay.
Yes, because of everything she just said.
Yeah.
Sit in the final three with Liz and Ben,
Bring
and you are
her
golden.
Golden. So we're going to go to the vote and they're going to show us every single vote.
Every vote. I'm like taking notes. Oh, we see Charlie. Oh, wait, we see.
Because it's unusual.
Wait, we see Lee. Yeah, I was like, I'm writing. Everyone we see their votes.
And they show us 4 Q votes before they show us any Charlie. So we know Q is going to go, except that he has the idol. And
We don't know.
Gonna play it?
Is he going to play it? And like Q is chaos. So
yeah,
you don't know.
But he
Except that
chose
we do
one
know,
moment to not be
because
chaos.
Survivor 46 is going to Survivor 46.
This is Island of the Idols that nobody played. Like, it is a curse to find a hidden immunity idol this season.
4 weeks in a row. No idol played.
Such a bummer.
We see these votes. Charlie,
Yeah.
Q. Charlie, Q's
Q.
like, that's right.
He's like, yep, this is exact. I know how this is going.
And then he gets another vote. And he's like,
Wait 1 minute.
Charlie's like, I got 2 votes.
Yeah. The second Charlie vote, he's like,
He's like, doing some math.
Okay.
He's like, did Ben have a brain slip again?
Yeah, right. But it's Q who's going to go.
It is Q.
And
with no idol played.
No idol played. And to me, I'm like, Q, Maria came to you and said, I've heard your name. So even if you feel like, I trust Maria, she thinks he's got the numbers, why wouldn't you think they would get Maria if they could tonight? But she has immunity. So I don't want to take any chances as being seen as her. But maybe he thought he was safe. Maybe he thought people don't see me as her number one. People see Charlie as her number one. So they're going to want to get Charlie out over me.
I don't think he's thinking any of that.
None
stuff.
of it. Okay. Let me just throw all that away.
Look, if y'all haven't seen the interview that I had with him, please do.
Yeah.
I got to go on the Q ride. It was quite the ride.
Yeah.
He does explain his thoughts.
He does.
And part of it makes sense.
Okay.
Like specifically, you're saying Maria told him he's going to get votes, but what he heard was Maria saying, "You're fine. You're probably going to get 1 vote."
Okay.
So he did say if Maria had said, "They are talking about voting you, but I think we have the votes," then he was like, "I would have made a show. I would have thrown a fit. I would have been like parading around. Y'all can't get me out," which honestly, I would have loved to have seen.
Yeah.
Like I can only imagine the chaos he would have brought.
Yeah.
If he had thought that there was a group discussing voting for him.
Yeah.
And he probably could have just threatened to play it and not played it and saved it.
Sure.
And he would have been fine. But he was under the impression that he was going to once again be the smokescreen. He already had been for 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And I think you get like, what is it like? Rocked into that like
Sure.
comfortable.
It's always me,
everyone's
but it's never
talking
me.
Yeah. But they know that they don't really need to come for me. There's bigger people to get.
Yeah. Which he's right. Charlie is a bigger person to get. But ultimately, I think people are looking at Maria as the like head of the snake. And, how do we hurt her? We get out someone who she's chosen as like her number 1 ally, who's only loyal to her.
Where is that? Do we think Charlie figured out Maria voted for him?
Yes.
I don't know if he figured it out right then, but I bet you by the time he got back to camp,
he figured it out.
He figured it out. All he did was check in with Ben to make sure it wasn't him.
Yeah.
And then he was like, it had to have been Maria.
Yeah.
Because one of them's Q.
Yep.
Who's the other one?
The other one?
It has to be Maria. I cannot wait to see this fallout.
Yeah.
She in her face, like she couldn't look. She was like so caught.
Yeah.
She was like,
she's busted.
They did exactly what Charlie told me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not have the numbers.
And I didn't go with the vote that Charlie told me.
And I got caught voting Charlie. Like, that is the worst. Oh my God.
You literally had the information. He tried to get you to go with the majority and you didn't.
You can't go for your number 1.
But by the way, what you could have done is you could have gone to Q and said, Charlie said you're the vote. So just in case, play your idol no matter what. And then we're going to guarantee that Charlie goes home.
That's the thing. And I think that's what Q was trying to point out. Like, that's the thing. Just say, but that was her.
Yeah. She got information and she actually withheld it from Q.
She's not worried Charlie's coming for her, which is wrong.
Yeah.
And she thought she had the numbers and that Charlie didn't have the numbers, which was wrong.
Yeah.
So she withheld vital information because she thought she had it under control.
Yeah.
She thought she was controlling Q this whole time, right? She pulled him in.
Oh, yeah. Which she was.
And Q was like, no, I'm just biding my time until I'm back in control.
True.
That's how he thinks.
Right. But he's been voting with her for a number of votes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that getting an idol. I hope nobody else finds. I hope Liz does not find an idol. Because then that means she's going home. And I don't want that.
There's only one more time to play it. If she does, she'll probably just be like,
okay.
I want to play it for funsies. And she'll be safe.
Or to be honest, I could see Liz not playing it.
Oh my God.
It's her only chance.
If for some reason Maria had given Q the necklace, they would have voted her out so fast and I would have had to have laughed.
So fast.
Like that would have been ridiculous. But he could have easily played his idol.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, he explains what he wanted to do with the idol. So he was, assuming he wasn't in danger.
Now, I have a prediction and I'm curious what you think.
Ooh.
I think regardless of Maria's blunder in this episode and the previous episode where she didn't pick Liz to go and reward, I think we are headed to Charlie and Maria being in Final 3. Because the way they have been producing this season with what they've shown and the game that they have highlighted, it will be so anticlimactic if only one of them is in the Final 3.
Really?
I think if only one of them is there, they're a guaranteed winner. Whoever it is.
Well,
Kenzie has played a decent game, and I think she would have a case to make.
Yeah.
But she's done nothing in like this late stage of the game compared to Charlie and Maria.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if you throw one of Charlie and Maria in the Final 3, Kenzie, and then one of Liz or Ben.
Yeah.
Then you've got like some debate. Kenzie can try a little bit. She's gonna, pull that Yanu card.
Yeah. And I think that's the good move for Charlie and Maria. They should still go for each other and try to get one of them out. But I just think
I don't see how mathematically they end up together in the final 3.
I honestly don't either,
Well,
unless one of them finds an
Fire.
idol.
No, it would be Fire.
Well, they're at 5 now.
Yeah.
So there's going to be one more vote. I think one of them could win immunity and one of them could find a hidden immunity idol. And I think that's the only way that both of them make it through this next vote.
Yes.
Because I think everybody in the game is like, we have to break up Charlie and Maria.
Right.
So, but that's like one way I can see both of them making it to final 4. And then with Fire, both of them can make it to the finals. But I'm just like, as the producers have access to so much footage, they could tell a different story than what they're telling right now. But what they're telling is the Charlie and Maria story. And so that's why I think both of them end up in the final 3. And it's like this.
But it's still an epic
debate.
Story when one of them goes out at 4.
Yeah.
Which we have seen.
Fair.
If it's a good, solid duo and like the person who's probably going to win the season goes out at 4, we've seen this. It is the time to take out the biggest target.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if one of Charlie or Maria goes out at 4.
Okay.
But
It's
I feel like the other one
because
wins.
They've already talked a lot about how Maria can build fire. So that suggests that she would win a fire. What if it's like Maria and Charlie versus Charlie in the fire making challenge?
I'd love it.
I would love that too.
That's amazing.
What if Liz wins the final immunity?
Stop it.
Puts Charlie and Maria against each other in fire. And then Liz wins the whole shebang.
Y'all. Who just asked, like,
people would riot.
They just asked, how does Liz bring it home? That would probably be the only way. I can't see anyone voting for Liz since day one when she said, I'm a gazillionaire. And they were like, great, we'll just keep you because we're not voting for you to win.
Put her on season 50.
Okay. Oh my God. David.
I'm excited for the end game now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Charlie and Maria are really good possibilities. If for some reason the Misfits are able to get both of them out, Kenzie probably rises to the top, sitting next to Liz and Ben. Which I'm sorry, I find these people very fun and entertaining. I'm sorry, Ben's having anxiety.
I know, me too.
Ben, we'll talk because I used to have anxiety as well. So let's talk about how you get out of that. But I feel that's awful, but they're very entertaining people to watch. So I'm down for this end game.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be silly, but also some good game.
I'm predicting, I think Charlie is my winner.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
I feel like it's Charlie.
Yeah.
But it's possible that Maria gets him out.
Yeah.
And then Maria wins.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that Maria has dug a hole for herself.
Charlie has the numbers. Maria's an island right now.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, all it takes is Maria to be down and be like, y'all, I've got no one. And look at what Charlie has. He hasn't made anyone angry.
Yep.
And then boom, they all turn against Charlie.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We have a super chat that you need to pay attention to. Thank you, Autumn Hunt. Thank you very much for that.
Could you imagine the two of them on a season together?
Somehow they would both get booted out first episode. They would both be first boots.
They'd be like, we can't exist in the same space. Amazing. Thank you for the super chat.
Yes, thank you.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I do think Maria has to win. I think she can, but I do think she has to. I also think Charlie can win. So we got some Charlie votes.
Yep.
Yeah, Maria is impressive.
It's good stuff.
David hoping for chaos.
Always.
I mean,
always chaos.
I think there will be some. So next week is the finale. Obviously, like you said, we're going to go from 5 down.
And we're going to watch live together and go live right after.
Yes, we will be live next Wednesday, right after the finale. We tend to go live during the reunion.
Yeah, a little bit earlier than the like formal end.
Yeah.
But the reunion We just want to get into it.
You guys will tell us what happened in the reunion.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah.
So excited about that. Oh, we had the Amazing Race finale last night. I've got some interviews up, more coming. They're kind of spread out schedule wise. But David and I will be live tomorrow night to talk about that finale.
Yeah.
Yay. Lots of good stuff.
All wrapping up and then leading into our rewatch for Patreon. So don't forget to subscribe to Patreon.
That's right. Swing over there, vote at the polls.
Yes.
And then watch along with us.
Yes.
It'll be fun. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us. Oh, wait, everyone in the comments, you're the best. I love you.
In the chat, yes.
Oh, sorry. The chat.
Yeah, but you're join us in the comments too if you're joining us after the live.
Yeah.
And let us know how you feel about Q's elimination, the however many person in a row leaving with an idol in their pocket. And this Charlie Maria rivalry, who's going to come out on top of that? Who's going to win the season? How does this play out in the finale, et cetera, et cetera? Let us know all your predictions.
Oh, Kyle, you're late. We did go early. That's on David.
We did. Sorry. Kyle.
What time tomorrow, David? It's Friday. David will leave work early.
Yeah, probably like 6-ish PT Pacific, maybe even 5:30. Between 5:30 and 6 PT.
We go whenever, David.
3 o'clock.
No. All right, you guys. We can't wait till the finale. We'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.